Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever official five-digit European Cup 2025 stream. Here, joined by these lovely people here today for this prediction stream and qualifier pool showcase later. I'm joined by Alex, Bella, and Lightning, as well as Kiori. Hello, hello.
Good
Hello.
morning, everyone. I know it's
Good
mostly
morning.
evening or afternoon, but it's always morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is morning for 5EC, and I'm excited to put on some predictions and make a fool out of myself. And probably you guys can do that as well.
I'm ready to make the worst predictions ever.
This
Fire.
this is what we're here for. We're here for funny scuffed predictions. Everybody's gonna have their own predictions on who's gonna be where, and I think I think maybe our predictions are gonna be pretty standard, except for some teams, and then a little bit funny and scuffed, or we'll probably just make it perfect, because we know we're knowledgeable
Yeah.
people.
I think we
Truly,
have some really hot takes though.
I have a few hot takes, that is true. But I guess we'll reserve it to the later. I think we can probably start relatively soon.
yes. Soon we'll begin. We'll do the countries in alphabetical orders. So we'll begin with Austria and end with the United Kingdom. So if you're waiting for your country, you know where your country is gonna be. If you can do alphabetical sorting, if not, uh, that's unfortunate.
So
that's
true.
that's really unfortunate.
If not, just learn the alphabet.
We've had a
A, B,
conversation
C,
earlier
D,
about
E, F,
alphabetical
G.
orders, so that was definitely quite funny to see. But yeah, I think we can actually begin. So, Kiori, when you can change this scene,
All
and
right. I can see Curie here, but it's fine. In general,
it's
yeah, we're gonna start with Austria. Gonna wait until we get Austria on the board, but, um, when it comes to Austria itself, and when it comes to their whole roster, I think before I put any of my predictions, I just want to throw in a few quick words. I think they have the capabilities to qualify. They have a few really good players. For Florian, in that regard, is probably going to be a pretty good speed player. I'm not really familiar with a few others, but in general, it seems like a pretty solid team that I think can qualify. However, in comparison to other teams, it's a slight hot take for me, but I don't think they will be able to qualify personally.
No, I agree. Like they have some really quality players. Like their captain, I think, has been 5 digits for more than I've played the game. But I don't think they make it. Actually, I'd be love to be proved wrong though.
yeah. Oop, Austria just got deleted.
Unlucky.
Unlucky,
Um,
Austria got deleted. No,
Oops.
I'll pretty much echo the feelings that everyone else had. As much Austria looking really good on paper, but taking in account that only top 16 makes it, they probably just lack that last little push that the country needs to actually qualify. If they eventually do qualify, I don't think it's gonna be one of the last seeds, but it's gonna be really close, and maybe I'll put them in 13, 16, but for because maybe I'll think about the other countries that are also gonna come up. But for now, for me, I think Austria's. We're gonna start already with an unqualified team, and I think it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna
Unfortunate.
be Austria,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's
But yeah,
unfortunate.
speaking of non-qualifying teams, the next team on the board is gonna be um the Balkan team, the United Balkan region, and while we wait for the transition all the way up to Balkans, I think
I
I think because Kiri's not tapped into the sheet, it's not refreshing.
yeah.
It might be the case, because I can see it on the sheet. It's actually updated to the Balkans team, but on stream it's not. There we go. Finally.
yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah. It's tough.
It's pretty tough. First of all, the team is not really. I mean, they have 4 players. They are able to compete, and it is nice to see them to be able to compete. And I think there are 3 Bosnian players and 1 Serbian player, but I, as Dio and other people on the OWC prediction might have said, I think they received the participation trophy in that one. I don't think there is a reality where Balkans qualify, sadly.
Yeah, I'm sharing the same opinion. It's really tough with 4 players. I don't recognize anyone on that team. I really don't think they qualify here.
Yeah, fortunately for our lead GFX artist Alicia and gang, it's not looking really well for them, especially when their strongest player, which was Cheppy in their case, also got screened because they were out of rank range. I also signed up as a replayer, so they couldn't participate in the end of the tournament because they weren't sure if they were gonna reach rank range anyways. So yeah, just it's really unfortunate. Also, it's the only team that barely made the team size, and this is one of the reasons I wanted team size 4 well, team size 4 to be allowed to participate, because it's nice to see countries like this, like a union of countries participate like this. Even though we know they're not gonna qualify, I'm sure they will try to have at least a bit of fun with the qualifier pool and overall just tournament in general. So that's at least nice to see, even though they will probably have the most little amount of chances to qualify out of all the teams.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah.
they still receive the participation trophy. I think that they already have a team that's good for them, and hopefully they are gonna enjoy the qualifiers. As mentioned prior, probably we do have a qualifier showcase stream right after the predictions, so stay tuned for that. But for now, we can move on to another country, another union of countries. Once again, it's the Baltics, and Baltics. As much as I am sad to include them in that tier, there are a few players that I recognize and a few players that I really like talking to. Evil Gamings is a pretty well-known player, a really good tournament player as well. Misha, otherwise known as Zumkuge, also is really cool. Is a really cool person. We work together a lot in staff, and yeah, it's just goated. But even though I recognize a few of those names, I recognize the potential that this team might have. Sadly, this is yet another team that I don't believe will be able to qualify.
Oh, I disagree here. Evil Gamings is one of the best players in this tournament. They have a very talented DT team. Hydrogen Bot is like a good hidden player, I think. I think they can qualify if they show up relatively well for the qualifiers lobby.
Yeah, that is true.
I do echo what Alex Bella says more than what Lightning said, because I feel like overall maybe the Baltics doesn't look like super strong on paper, but I do think they are definitely having the material to qualify for the tournament, especially considering how good Evil Gaming has been, and as well as how good every single other player in the team is. It's definitely gonna be not maybe the best showing that we'll see from Evil Gamings and the other people, especially considering how difficult it might be for them in qualifiers. But I do think they'll be making at least seed 15. I would say seed 15 or
Yeah,
14.
I agree. Like
I can see that.
their DT roster is like pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But still, I think if you they can make the cut, they can qualify. But in comparison to some other teams, they're gonna be really close. It's one of those seeds that are gonna be like either extremely close to qualifying or barely qualifying. And yeah, I can get you guys' sentiment on that one. Um, hopefully we're gonna see some Evil Gaming's gaming, as one could say. But yeah,
We'll
moving
hopefully see
further.
that gaming.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, moving further to Belarus. I don't really know what to say about Belarus. I don't recognize any of these names, and I haven't really seen them compete. I did try to take a
Yeah.
look at a few of these players through like a couple of bots, like Electronics and Skill Issue, to see what they play. Um, and personally, I I don't really know whether they will be able to qualify. There is, it probably looks a little in comparison to like the previous picks, like Baltics, Austria, or Balkans. I mean, they're probably going to be better than the Balkans team. Um, but I still think they will not be able to qualify.
Yeah, I think I agree here. They definitely have some names I recognize, like Rico, which is I think a pretty good hidden player, but I don't know if everyone will be able to show up and perform in qualifiers, so I don't think they qualify here.
Yeah, especially knowing what qualifiers looks like. As much as I'm probably just underestimating the Belarus team a bit, and maybe they are just that good and are also able to qualify as good or even better than the Baltics. I personally don't know the players that well, so I don't know what to expect for them. And considering the difficulty that there's gonna be in qualifiers, I think they'll just be on the cusp of making it and not making it, as you said, like earlier. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we still wish them luck. Hopefully, they are going to be able to qualify. They did
Hopefully, we
prove
see
everyone wrong in
surprise.
OWC. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did surprise everyone in OWC, so hopefully they will surprise everyone here as well.
Okay. Moving on to the another union of countries, Benelux, Belgium, and Luxembourg. It's
Yeah,
Now this
definitely
is an interesting team.
definitely a team with a lot more known names than Belarus. Definitely a team that can prove a lot more. They definitely have the the team base for them to perform well. On qualifiers, I think it's going to be a bit tricky, but they should be able to qualify. I feel like this is a team that I would
Yeah, I
personally say
think
that they could comfortably qualify.
yeah, I agree. There's like names I recognize here. K6, I think he won a tournament recently. Uh, Pot of Greed, I know is a pretty good player. Coney as well, he is really well known. He's been 5 digit for like millennia. I think they have enough quality to qualify.
I agree. It's probably one of the first qualifying teams that I believe in. In general, their roster seems to be quite versatile. Maybe a few additions would have elevated them into an even higher tier. But when it comes to the overall placement that they might get, I agree with Alex. I have put them as 13 to 16. They are a solid roster with a few well-known players that can definitely pop off. And yeah, I'm gonna put them on 13, 16.
Yeah,
I will match the 13-16. I do believe they're going to be on the higher half of the 13-16, so they're
yeah,
probably
like
going to be 13-14 or maybe even 12.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think more
there's
precisely I have them 13th or something.
Yeah, I put them at the top as the top seed in the 13-16 category.
yeah,
So
Admikov and Kaizix. I believe in that they could pop off, and maybe there's gonna be some individual factors here and there that might elevate them to even higher. But yeah, they're gonna be on the higher end, 100%. And yeah, moving further from Belux to Bulgaria, another uh, team, basically from the Balkans, Balkan region technically, but kind of out of there. Bulgaria is they have a full man roster in comparison to their Balkan neighbors. However, I don't really recognize any of these names personally, and when I did a little bit of research, I did notice that they have a few pretty good players. Orangamain and Rio Mystery are two of these players that can pop off. However, when it comes to the rest of the roster, it seems to me they're a bit of a mystery to me, and I don't know what to think about them. Um, And based on like having my prediction based on just 2 players, it's probably not going to be the best thing here. But I would still probably put them in not qualify.
Yeah, I agree. You basically just took the words out of my mouth. I really recognize Rengamin, and that's it. The rest of the team is just really a mystery for me and for you, so I have them as not qualifying as well.
They're a team that could surprise us quite in a good way, but it's just as you said it. They're a bit of a mystery. I definitely know players from there. I obviously know Lume, who I've staffed multiple tournaments with, and I didn't have that many opportunities to play with her, so it's I definitely don't know her full extent of skill set, but considering how hard qualifier is gonna be, I definitely think they're gonna be a bit of struggle for Bulgaria with the SR and overall difficulty of the pool. So I think they're gonna be one of the teams again on the cusp of qualifying. I think between qualifying teams and not qualifying teams, at least at the edge, is gonna be really close between all of them. So it's really hard to choose, but I think they're gonna just be again just under the mark with this one.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna move into a pretty interesting roster, a pretty stacked one as well. It is gonna be Czechoslovakia, and with Czechoslovakia, there are a lot of names I recognize. One of them being Manhattan Cafe, also known as the Doja. Eika Tsukimi, also a pretty good hard rock and hidden player, good mechanics as well. I mean, they can play everything, from what I remember. Same with Fordor, really good low AR player, and same comes to some other players. I think Vaclav is pretty good on mechanics as well, and they have, honestly, if I were to describe this team, they are really good in low AR and hidden, and that's something to look out for. And even though they are good at those, it doesn't mean that they're not bad. They're bad at other skill sets. They are pretty good at other skill sets as well. And comparing them to Baltics or Balkans, not Baltics. Yeah, Baltics and Belux, I think they're gonna be on the higher end there, and I think they are not gonna be in 13-16. I think they deserve to be placed on a tier higher to 9 and 12 personally.
Oh yeah, I agree. I have them in 9-12 as well. There's a lot of names I recognize here. Fordor especially. I think they have an amazing hidden roster. Like, definitely one of the best hidden rosters in this tourney. I don't see why they don't make 9-12.
Yeah, no, this is probably the strongest roster we've seen so far, and it's
Oh, yeah,
definitely because of
definitely, yeah.
it's definitely because of all the names that we recognize from players with exceptional experience and exceptional skill as well. I think this is gonna be one of the teams that's gonna be probably really close to reaching bracket stage, considering only top 8 in Swiss stage reach bracket stage, so keep that in mind. Only 8 teams going to bracket stage. I think they're gonna be really close. I don't know if I should put them top 8 or not, but it's gonna be a bit difficult, especially considering how Swiss stage is gonna work. So I think they're just gonna maybe slot in perfectly around 9th or 10th seed. I definitely think if they perform really well, they have chances of making top 8. But for now, I'll just put them in 9-12.
Agreed. And yeah, definitely one of the better teams that we have seen so far, and a pretty competitive team in general. Moving further now to yet another team, it's going to be Denmark, and Denmark also has a few pretty well-known players. Their team captain, Stilef, hopefully I pronounced that right. They are really good, especially at low AR hidden as well. Funnily enough, they also have a pretty versatile roster in general. Raz, I think they are a pretty good tapping player, as well as a few others, such as Penguin DK. And yeah, the highlight of this roster is obviously my Angel. Uh, and not because of how they play. I don't really know how they play, but because of the based the username.
Also, they won OWC Pick'ems in 2021, so
They
They
are.
know.
They're a better
They
analytic
know.
than we are. Yeah, get them in here. They know. Like they have faith in their roster. They put them in number one. Honestly, if they put in them in number one, then Denmark is number one. But for me, they think they still qualify. They're not in the same scope as Czechoslovakia is, in my opinion. They're a bit worse off, but they still qualify, and I have them in my predictions on seed 13 to 16.
Well, I personally might put him at 9-12. Stealth just got a patch. He's been really active in the tournament scene from what I've seen. My Ojo, also known as Ayame, has been in the 5-digit scene for like ages. I see some other names I recognize and they have real quality. And I personally think they make 9-12.
Yeah, I think they're. I personally just look at them and already notice a lot more familiar names than some of the other teams that are in 13, 16. So for that reason alone, apart from knowing how those players also perform, I think that 9-12 is definitely a placement that I could be more comfortable placing Denmark in rather than 13-16. Also, it's because I feel overall they're just gonna perform better in qualifiers than what some 14-16 teams are gonna do. And they could just be floating again. They can be one of those teams floating around the 11-12 spot, but they could also be one of the higher teams in the 9-12. So for me, I'll put them in 9-12.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they got any seeds from 9 to 16, so...
That's fair. That is fair, indeed. But yeah, moving further to their Scandinavian brothers from the same region, we have Finland. And Finland's roster, in comparison to Denmark, in my opinion, seems to be a little more scary in a way that I think they're a little more powerful. In that regard, I recognize a few names such as Olivi, Casimir, and I think I recognize Vaisky as well as I think that's about it. But in other players, I've checked their profiles, I've checked their like tournament history and all of this, and I can safely say that they are really competitive. They are hungry for probably not the contendership for like winning this tournament, but they are really good. And out of the teams that we have placed on 9 to 12, I think that Finland's roster is gonna be higher, a higher placement in that regard. And I think I personally would put Finland to 9 to 12. That is a really solid roster for Finland, especially for tapping, speed, and mechanics.
I agree. Olivi is like top 5 players in the tournament. He has real quality. There's more names I recognize. Makara, I think, is a really good split player. What else? I don't think I know anyone else, but looking at their profiles, again, I looked them up earlier, and they seem to have like really high skill cap. So I think if they manage to do good in qualifiers and get to later stages, they can really perform. So I think they don't get to later stages and just finish 9 to 12. But if they do, they can really surprise.
I feel like I'm gonna be a bit alone on this, but I think this is gonna, for me, at least for me, I feel like this is a team that can go really far if they gain the momentum necessary. I do feel like in qualifiers they're probably gonna be around the 10 seed, but I do believe that once Swiss stage hits, I think they could gain some sort of consistency that could help them just glide through it and go into top 8. So for that reason alone, this is gonna be my first probably controversial pick, and for me, they're 7 to 8.
I mean, it's not really that controversial. I can see that
Oh,
reality.
yeah, I can see that,
yeah, I initially placed them there, but then I went through a few other teams that I will have a hot take on. We'll get there later, but probably their safe bet would be like 7-8. It's probably me just being a little risky and a little bit of a personal bias here, but still, yeah, solid roster. Definitely on the higher edge of 9 to 12. Could go 7 to 8. And yeah, Finland is looking exceptionally well this 5EC. And speaking of exceptionally well, the next country, France.
France.
Yeah, this is now this is a big boy. France, that roster, and yeah, we have Germany up next. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You're going from one juggernaut to another, and the French roster, their players. I mean, you probably know everyone on that roster. Their players, they're all rounded, really good, uh, solid performances throughout the entire roster in general, and I think with France, they are definitely a contender to win the entire tournament. However, there are a few other teams that are eligible for this. One of them is literally the next country coming out after France. In my personal opinion, I think that France gets top 3, but they may as well get up. They well as well as what? Sorry, they may as well be in the range from 1 to 4. And I think 3 is gonna be a little bit more of a safe bet, but I can see them winning the tournament even.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Like this whole team is such a how do I say it? A powerhouse. Like I think 6 of their 8 players have badges. That just shows you how much experience they have. And the ones that don't are like insane specialists that will definitely make a name for themselves. So I have France second.
Yeah, I'm also more willing to put France towards the higher placement in second. I'm not putting them first because there's
Yeah,
a
the country
team
coming up.
Yeah, the country coming up is definitely, at least to me, the more obvious, stronger one. But France could literally surprise us and outperform Germany in
I
every
can
single
definitely see
part of
them.
the way.
I can definitely see them win.
I feel like any country placed from 1 to 4 could have chances of winning this tournament, like by a lot. It's just the fact that we will base a bit of the information on past performances and as well, and what we've seen from them so far. They could just absolutely evolve and turn into the best country ever and absolutely sweep everyone. But it's also a matter of the other teams that are also super strong, and they're pretty much gonna be the closest matches in this tournament are gonna come from France, Germany, and the other two outliers that we'll talk about a bit later.
Yeah, and another outlier coming in further. It is obviously Deutschland or Germany. And
Yeah,
I
nothing.
think when it comes to that, we talked a little bit on this briefly before the stream started. This roster is a powerhouse. They are incredibly scary. Most of these players have incredible performances throughout this year in tournaments. Most of these players have badges, and yeah, I don't see any weaknesses with that roster. It's just they have good mechanics, they have good gimmicks, they have good everything, and yeah, it's Germany time. I
I mean,
suppose.
I don't see the weakness in this country. I don't see how they lose this. I don't see how you go into a mechanics pick against Jaden and Yulafut Enjoyer and you're not scared. So yeah, I don't see how they lose.
Yeah.
No, this is probably on paper this is the scariest team so far, and I think in the whole tournament in general, this team will make people just be afraid of them by just sheer intimidation alone. Well-established names, well-established players, and they speak for themselves. We don't really have to say a lot of it because if you played 5-digit tournaments, especially 10Ks to 99K, you've definitely met some of these players in your tournaments, and you definitely know what they're capable of.
if you've played like 2 tournaments, you've seen every single name here. So
Pretty much,
Exactly.
yeah.
I can't wait until I have to pronounce the name of their captain, also named Eula Food Enjoyer, on stream, and gonna be like, "Yo, Eula Food Enjoyer is popping off on this big F-seeing the map." Yeah, that would be a
Common
little
occurrence.
funny. Yeah, that would be a common occurrence. Even if I may not like it due to their username, but still, um, I can understand the necessity of that username. But yeah, um, Germany is scary. Every single member of their team is well known, and all of them, they can pop off. All of them have a possibility to put the gas pedal on and just move that Volkswagen BMW and just rush. I don't know, just fly out the window with that number one. On paper, as Best said, this is the scariest team, and I can 100% agree with that.
nothing else to say. It's just on paper the strongest team and should probably win this tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now moving on to Greece, another country on G. And you know, when I was looking at Greece, I had like those crazy teams back to back. I had Finland. I mean, we had Finland, we had France, we had Germany. It was going like uphill, uphill, and now Greece. Maybe I could be biased a little bit when it comes to Greece, because I mean, you have to like analyze Greece after analyzing Germany and Germany's players. Um, Greece definitely does have a few good players though. They have their captain Snap, Bring the Chaos, and Data Vortex, as well as Subzoomer. It is their core roster. The other four players though, I think Teo as well. The other three players are kind of a mystery to me. I haven't seen them. I think Lactrain is gonna be their first tournament ever. Because I've checked their SIPs, they have no ratings whatsoever, and
Oof.
yeah, could be their first tournament ever. They could pop off. They could not do that, but still, with all due respect to Greece, they can qualify maybe, but I don't think they will be able to. I mean, they can, but I don't think they will.
No, I definitely agree. I don't really recognize any names on this roster. I've looked at their team and like they definitely have some quality, but I don't think it's enough to qualify.
Their team is their team again. Maybe it's a bit of the fact that we don't know a lot of the players and we maybe again underestimating them severely. But they look like a stable team. I just don't know how they will perform on qualifiers, which is. Well, you and me, Alex. You know how qualifiers is, and I don't know
Yeah.
personally how they will
Yeah,
perform on there, and it's a bit of a question mark incognito that we'll have to figure out. But I personally will put Greece in not qualifying.
understandable. And yeah, the qualifiers, I think both me and Alex worked on the qualifiers pool, and Bez obviously did have some impact on that one as well. But yeah, judging from the
Uh,
qualifiers pool and taking a
yeah,
look,
the qualifiers full.
I had little
yeah,
impact to the qualifiers pool, to be fair, and I feel it turned out great. Kiori definitely said something else. I'll not repeat what Kiori said, but I personally enjoyed how the qualifier pools work,
um,
I
especially on the
think it's
maps.
personally, I think it's very European. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's
I
it's
don't
a
think
gonna
it's
that's a
have
statement. That's a
it's gonna
statement.
have mixed opinions for sure.
We're
yeah,
gonna we're gonna see a lot of feedback tonight.
yeah,
I am ready for that, but we're gonna talk about
that's
that later.
understandable. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're happy to talk about it in Maple feedback, but not not here
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on from Greece to Hungary, and yeah, Hungary. As much as I would love to see some of those players, it's first of all not a full team roster. I do recognize a few names. I think I recognize Bulkwind. They are pretty good at Hard Rock. Uh, and that's about it. That's the only name I recognize. I did take a look at a few other players, and I think one of their players, Gurus, is also it's gonna be their first tournament. So, uh, good luck to them. And it's the same situation with Greece to me. I do not think they will be able to qualify.
Oh yeah, I agree. Not having a full man roster is really tough. I don't think they qualify. I have
Even
nothing else to say.
even though it's only one person missing, one person can have such a huge impact. I did see someone mention that maybe this team could like could have had possibilities with an extra person, especially a more experienced person if they were in the rank range or something similar. But I feel like I can't really put a team to qualify if they don't have a full roster, even though if it's just by one, just from the fact that there's a lot stronger teams that we still have to place, and it's gonna come down to finding a place to put every single team in. There's still 4 not qualifying teams that we have to place, and then everything else, which there's definitely a lot of teams that are easier to place than others. But yeah, Hungary pretty standalone. We kind of have to put in not qualify because we don't expect that much from them, but we would sure be happy to see them pleasantly surprise us as any other team that we put in not qualifying.
Yeah. Hopefully they will be able to surprise us. But speaking of better teams and the ones that are quite scary in some shape or form, Italy. Yeah, good roster in general. They do have a few pretty well-known players. Lorerev. Sorry, I cannot pronounce
Okay.
R today for some reason. I don't know why. Lorerev. Oh, Jesus. Poggy, Mircap, and Poof. I think they are all fantastic players. I do not know who Mark VC is, but in general, that's a solid roster. In comparing it to other teams that are on 9-12 and that I want to place in 9-12, I don't think they quite make the cut personally. They are a bit worse off to me than Finland. I mean, at least in my list, not on this list. Uh, and yeah, but I do think they will be able to qualify, and they're going to be on the higher end of the qualifying, like 13 to 16 tier. I think they're going to be like somewhere around 13 seed or maybe somewhere around that area. But yeah, Italy is 13 to 16 for me.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this Italy team. Poggy is like a really experienced player. Um, Murkop is like a really all-rounded player from what I've seen. The other players I don't know as much about, but I think they qualify.
Yeah, this is a team that definitely qualifies because as you said, this is a bit like under what Finland is. Because I put 7th, 8th for Finland, I'll definitely put Italy in the 9 to 12 tier. They could also be in the 13, 16. It also depends a lot on the team around them and how they perform. But I feel like Italy could place them right themselves in the middle of 9 to 12 pretty comfortably if they have good qualifiers.
Yeah, definitely. And moving further, now it's gonna be a light in Yap Fest.
Oh,
Kazakhstan. Yes.
Oh my god, this is your
So
moment.
this is my moment. So before I put my placement, I'm not gonna troll on that one. This will actually be my legitimate placement for those for the Kazakh team. We have quite a few players that you might not have heard of, but they are actually really good. So Haha Hami has played a lot of tournaments in general. A really good tapping player, a really good mechanics player. And has been improving really fast at a pretty fast rate. He played 6vc, I think, not that long ago, and he's already at this level to be one of the better players on the roster. And if he continues to go like that, he can not just qualify, he can be eligible to play for the Kazakh OWC team. And then we go to Kopag, also not really that active in tournaments, but also 6WC, sorry. But yeah, moving to Kopag, he's also really good on DT Hard Rock, pretty versatile. Hisden, a really old player. Hisden, funnily enough, got third place on OSU Kazakhstan Community Cup 5. he won against at Zero Eyes, and at Zero Eyes is literally a contender for OWC roster. He was about to make it to OWC roster, but he couldn't. There was like one more player. And also Amish Capra, they're really talented as well. Good hard rock player. Goated in general, good tapping, good mechanics, good low AR, versatile player in general. Same with off course. Not really any like bad skill sets for him. Depressive, also really good low AR and hidden player. Picora 02, that's the player that you might not know, but on one of the tournaments I've hosted, literally OWC players were complaining about him, saying that he plays like crazy. He managed to make some players like Connery or Shastia be mad at him due to how good he is. So yeah, basically, and then he also has the Joha who played for EasyVC. So with all of this, with all that I have said, it's been a really big yapping session. And I think Kazakhstan, they can go up to seed 7 to 8.
Yeah, I can see that. I have them 9 to 12 too personally, but their core roster is insane. Hahami and Kopog, like especially, are gonna be on a rampage, I think. Depressive is a really good hidden player. Also, if you're watching this, I love your songs.
So true.
Yeah, I think I have them 9 to 12, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go 7 to 8.
It's gonna come down to me. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna echo a lot of the things that has been said because you've literally said most of the thoughts that I had in mind because of your yapping session. 10 out of 10 yapping session, by the way.
Gaming.
Yeah.
I'll definitely rate it.
I wish I
high.
could put them number 1, but there's already Germany in there, so unlucky.
Unfortunate. Yeah, no, really strong team. I had the pleasure to play with Depressive in the past. They've absolutely carried every single hidden low AR map, you name it. They're really, really good and talented, and they've only been improving since then. And I've played with them like a while ago when they were around 78k, and now they're like 30 something. And it's crazy the improvement overall that Depressive had and everyone else. So it's only gonna make the core of the team only stronger, and especially I feel like they're just gonna perform really well. So this for me is definitely a 7 to 8.
Yeah,
Let's
nice.
go,
place
based.
in there as well.
All right, nice. And yeah, let's go further. To Netherlands now. Kazakhstan, I'm happy to see them on 7 to 8 list. I'm gonna probably give the privilege to both of you because I've been yapping for too much. I need to calm down a little bit. So if anyone wants to talk about Netherlands,
I want to yap
free.
about Netherlands.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by saying I have them 5 to 6.
Holy.
Netherlands has an insane roster. See Me Fly, Heavy Metal for Life is an insanely underrated player. Devramon has been in the scene for like as long as I know. Nick and Botterdam are like relatively new players, but they're exceptionally talented. I don't see how they don't make finals here.
All right. Interesting.
That's a big statement in there.
That is a big statement indeed. But yeah, I can get the idea. Maybe not as high. When I was comparing rosters, it felt like Kazakhstan and Netherlands were really close to each other when it came to the overall potential that the roster might put. They can easily be 7 to 8. However, I had a few other teams on 7 to 8 personally. Some of these players, as you mentioned, are really good. They have a versatile roster. See Me Fly, good hard rock player, tech player, precision player. Poche Nutella, really good high BPM tapping player. Heavy Metal for Life, low AR hidden goat, and then you also have another low AR hidden goat for Devrimon. But yeah, and also Nick, goated ref. I mean, he doesn't really ref for this tournament, but maybe that will help for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my personal opinion, Netherlands can definitely make it to 7 to 8. They're literally on par with Kazakhstan for me. But due to me being extremely biased because I love Kazakhstan, because I'm from freaking Kazakhstan, right? Sorry, my
You can
bad.
swear. You can swear. You can
I can
swear. I'm
swear. All
fine.
right,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'll
All
allow
right,
it.
cool. But yeah, since I'm from Kazakhstan, I'm gonna be a little biased, but you can probably interchange Kazakhstan and Netherlands here, and yeah, I think Netherlands is 9 to 12 for me, but realistically they are 7 to 8.
Netherlands is my dark horse for this tournament.
Yeah, I would put them in 7 to 8 if I had slots open. Unfortunately for me, that is Kazakhstan and Finland, which only means I can only place them higher because I also rate them a bit higher than
Yo, let's go.
than Finland. So that would only mean that I have to place them in the higher tier, which would be 5 to 6. Definitely a team that could absolutely destroy Swiss stage. I feel like in Swiss stage they could absolutely beat a lot of the teams, maybe not the top 4 teams, but they could definitely pretty much go par for par with absolutely everyone and glide through Swiss stage. Once we get to bracket stage, it's gonna be more of a question how far they'll make it then. But for now, I feel like they're gonna glide through Swiss stage and just instantly go into the bracket stage and then. Hopefully we're back. Question mark?
We're back?
I think so.
Kiori's back. I don't know if the stream is not back yet.
I think we're back.
It's kind of buffering. And on mobile is always buggy. I can't tell if we're actually back or not.
Stream is gone for me.
I mean, yeah, the stream was gone, but
I think we're back. I don't think no, we're not back. Kiori, you gotta probably restart the stream for OBS. Because
yeah,
we can see
no, yeah,
your
the stream,
but yeah.
the stream died. Like, the stream fully died.
Let me bring some water. I've been yapping too much. To the
Start-
point that I sweared. That's unacceptable. Imagine if I swear on a 3VC, I'm getting fucking kicked.
You're getting kicked from VC if you do
Yeah.
that. I'll get
Yeah.
kicked from 5WC if I do that. I need to learn to control it.
Lock in.
I have to lock in for 5WC. I'm not locking in for my own tourney, I'm locking in for 5WC clueless. Smiley
How many
emoji.
teams do we have left? Like 10?
We kind of have a couple of them. I'm kind of scared because I'm looking at my list and I have a lot of I have a lot of open
Yeah.
places in not qualifying and I don't know what to put there. It's like,
I have like 4 more not qualifying. And I don't know if there's any more teams I'm gonna put in not qualifying.
Man, it's literally unfortunate. If Nick watched that, he will see that I sweared. Because literally, Nick was the one who invited me to staff for 3VC.
the stream online so I can ping again in announcements. Just so I know. Because on mobile it takes a while to refresh.
That's
It tells me that
understandable.
it says it's live. Is it actually live?
We are back. Yes, we are back. All right, cool.
Oh yeah, we're
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're so Barack.
We are so Barack indeed. Yeah, Netherlands 5 to 6. Kind of a hot take. I'm not gonna lie.
They're gonna beat the goats.
Hopefully.
Opinion so controversial it crashed the stream.
Let's go.
Real. But yeah, back now to Norwegian roster.
Ooh, interesting roster.
Okay, yeah, we didn't even have the time and the capabilities to properly transition to Norway, but with Norway, it's a solid roster. I think they will be able to qualify, and I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but some of these players, like Bismarck, Super Jaeger and Toddy, as well as Lending, are a really good solid core roster. The rest of the players are, I think, for Akane, Carls, and Fragoser, this is literally their first tournament ever. Which is slightly concerning and makes it a little difficult to place them. Because if I were to take a look at those four players at their core roster, I could place them 9 to 12. But due to the fact that I don't really know how the bottom four players will perform, I'm more inclined to put them on 13 to 16.
Yeah, I agree. Their core 4 roster is insanely good, but I don't know if they have the depth to make it to 9 to 12, so I have them 13, 16.
Yeah, it's definitely a case where there's a core roster where they're really good and they could perform really well and go into 9-12, definitely. But it also comes down to the more newer, more inexperienced players gonna what they have to prove and do on the more difficult pulls, especially the first one, which is the qualifier one. All they have to have a big struggle already going in. And for me, that is definitely a team that is gonna be 13 to 16. So, yeah, they're definitely gonna qualify because of the really stable core roster, but they're gonna struggle overall to get a higher seeding because of the more newer names. And maybe you're wrong. Maybe the newer names are gonna be the people who are gonna carry the team, but
I
it's
mean,
gonna be
it's
difficult.
yeah, it's a mystery once again. You can't really tell anything about the players because you haven't seen them in tournaments at all. Um, so I think it's better to maybe put them lower, and then they might surprise and absolutely pop off and destroy the competition. In that regard, I think it is probably safer to place them 13 16. But yeah,
Yep.
this was Norway. Moving on to yet another juggernaut. It was one of the
Oh,
four
yes.
teams that we've mentioned that could take the championship on this tournament, and who else other than Poland? And funnily enough,
Poland.
yeah, it is the GOAT. And for Poland in general, a few of those players are still remaining, are the remaining players that were a part of the golden Polish roster for 5VC 2024. Um, oh, another rip.
Oh my god. Wait,
Oh,
no. For me, it's good.
um,
The
No,
stream
the
is
stream
good.
is fine.
oh yeah, it is fine. I guess it was just a little bit of a lag. Hopefully.
lag.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
We're
if
chilling.
anyone is in chat and can confirm that we are fine, then please type it. But, yeah, this time, Poland, once again, a lot of those players are, it's back, right now, cool.
We're good.
A lot of these players are still there from the golden 5PC 2024 roster. Not a lot of them, but some of them. And for those who are not, they are really goated as well. And as mentioned prior, it is definitely one of the teams that has the potential to win the entire tournament among those top four teams. However, I personally think that they are going to be somewhere in the range of number 4.
I personally put him at third, just because Quorum is the best player in the tournament, in my opinion. And the players surrounding him are exceptionally good. So I think they have enough quality to get in third.
Oh my god, it's gonna come down to me again. This is. Well, let's choose third of fourth. The team on paper is like, of course, you're gonna look at it and it's gonna say this is one of the favorites to win, the favorites to make it to grand finals. It's also gonna come down to what their run through the bracket stages, because I'm obviously expecting them to just make it through Swiss stage without any trouble. It's gonna come down to what a bracket stage is gonna look like for Poland. I feel like they could have a pretty easy time in the bracket stage. They could also have a more difficult time in the bracket stage. Knowing the players and what they've done so far, I am more intent to say that they'll go far, and far they will go for me to place them third.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I guess we are confident enough on third. Funnily enough, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about the nation that should be. I mean, not should be. I have put
I know
there.
which one you're referring to. We'll
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
it
yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll
we're
get
gonna
to
get
it
to it.
later. Yeah.
in a bit.
Um, but yeah, moving further to Portugal this time around. Coming off in a pretty solid roster. A lot of good players here and there. Miti Gay, a good tech player, also quite good at hidden. Mihail 223, good low AR player and good aim as well. Also a few other players such as Crypt the Beast, another good low AR player. And if anything, their roster seems to be quite lenient towards that low AR. A lot of good low AR players, and they might do well with that. However, they are it's similar to Austria. I think they are extremely close
Yeah.
to qualify, but and they can qualify. Uh, there is a high probability that they qualify, but in comparison to some other teams that are on there on 13 to 16 or 9 to 12, I think they quite not make the cut yet. So I don't think they will be able to qualify.
I think this is the team that gets seed 17.
That is a
17?
possibility.
Oof.
They are like so close, but I don't think they make it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening, especially for a team that's like just on the cusp. They just like they're so close. On paper, it looks so close, but yeah, I think they're not gonna qualify. I can't tell if they're gonna be seed 17 exactly or not. That's gonna be really interesting to see after. But for me, they're definitely a team that is gonna not make it by the slightest of margin, and I think I said that for every single team that has not qualified so far. But
Yeah.
it's just the truth. I just feel like there's such quality in this tournament that there's gonna be little margins between teams not qualifying and qualifying, and same for teams that we put in top 8 and not. At least what I have on my list.
I see.
Yeah.
I hopefully they will prove us wrong basically on this one, because Portugal is definitely the country that you want to see qualify, especially given the whole situation with McDonald's. They have McDonald's Jr. in their roster, and kind of reminds me, and you want them to qualify in general, but sadly, uh, we don't really think they will be able to. But yeah, uh, moving further now from
Hey.
Portugal to Romania, and similar to Portugal, I
Yeah, we're
still
not
think
qualifying.
yeah, I don't think they make the cut.
Wow. The actual tryouts was saying not qualifying. That's crazy.
I was not sure we're qualifying even before I was looking at the teams. But now that I've actually looked at the teams more carefully, we're definitely not qualifying.
I'm a glazer. I am
Nah, man.
the number one Romania glazer, and I'm saying that if there is one possibility that Romania is gonna qualify, is gonna be seed 16 and no higher. I have one spot reserved for them on this, and I'm placing them there. I don't care.
Dude, no.
I saved that spot for them. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Man.
On a more serious note, it's gonna be a struggle. Knowing what happened in the tryouts, I mean, having some bit of inside info on what happened in the tryouts and overall how some things happened and the qualifier difficulty. I think like it's gonna be really hard for Romania to actually qualify for the tournament. I definitely wish I see Romania qualify. Obviously, as much as you
Oh
do,
yeah,
Alex.
of course. I do think they have potential, but they don't have enough experience
I feel
to
like
even be close.
yeah, I just feel like the amount of I feel like qualifier pool is gonna surprise and shock them a lot more than maybe they expect something that is not gonna be, and the pool is gonna definitely probably take them by surprise. But if they do
Oh yeah, for
qualify,
sure.
if they qualify, I hats down. best performance of Romania since 2022
I
LWC.
cannot wait for the feedback in the server on the qualifiers poll.
That's gonna, yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for that one. That one is gonna be definitely one to watch. But yeah, moving on to another really
Oh
strong
yes.
roster.
Yeah.
It's Russian Federation. I have a spot reserved for them
Of
specifically
course.
because that's the only spot that they deserve, considering what I have left on my list, and that is the number 4 slot. They're definitely top 4, like comfortably. I don't think there's any doubts in anyone's mind. It's the only spot I have left. I could change them between Poland. Them and Poland have a little to no difference in overall
Yeah.
skill, and I just feel like it could be something there that could separate the two, but on paper they just look exactly the same for me. And them now being in third and four now being in the same tier makes it only difficult, and it makes me look like I'm praising Russia below Poland, but it's truly not, because I feel like any team from 1 to 4th could be switch one place or another, and they'll still pretty much represent what the true quality of the teams is. Except
Yeah,
Germany, maybe.
I can
Except
see
Germany.
any team from second to fourth like interchange spots. I think what separates Poland and France from Russia is like just experience, honestly. I
Yeah.
think Poland and Russia have oh no, Poland and France I mean have more experienced players, and that's why I put Russia in fourth.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of Lighting Yap Session. Moving on to every single one. Go back, go back,
Go back.
go back. I still have a few things to say about Russia. These players, all of them on paper, I feel that is a hot take from my end, but on paper, I think they are on par, maybe slightly better than the French players. Yes, there's this argument about them not having experience, but they have played a lot of tournaments. You may see them in a lot of tournaments. I have seen them in a lot of tournaments personally. It's just that a lot of Russian players, a lot of Russian teams in general, they play in mostly CIS tournaments, and that's why not a lot of people may be familiar with their game. But those players, Vorkuta, showing incredible results throughout all of the tournaments. Necroplasma recently won another batch for himself on 5-digit Toho Cup. Really good low AR player, and also a good mapper. Left rotate as well. Um, a veteran off this roster. He has been on that range for a while now, and he definitely does have the experience to give. Wavy, or as I call him, Shaveshi, he is probably one of the weakest links in this roster, but he's a good mechanics player. Yeah, his Nomad 2 is really good, and he can absolutely pop off and make a difference on some of these maps. And same with other players. I don't want to like yap for too much, but yeah, Russia in my book is number 2. I have them placed higher than France and Poland, but I can see why you can put them in number 4.
Yeah.
Definitely strong roster. Definitely, again, top 4 could be soft absolutely every place around. For the next few teams, since pretty much top 5 is already pretty secured and we only have a few little spots left in the thing, we'll speedrun a bit through them, especially considering we also have qualifier pool showcase needing to be done, and we're kind of a bit on a tight schedule. So we'll move on to the next country. We'll move on to Spain, and I'm immediately gonna say that Spain is
I
overall
don't
on
think they qualify.
paper. I think they qualify. I definitely think they qualify, but it's a fact that I only have one spot left for them. That I could see them place into, and that is definitely the spot of 19 to 12. And I could see them, if they perform good, I could see them making this comfortably. But qualifiers might be a bit difficult and RNG for them, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I
I have them
don't
placed on 9 to
think.
12 as well.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
You're not tabbed in the sheet. It doesn't show. Okay. There we
Yeah, I personally think that they could do a little better than Denmark and could do better than Benelux. I can't really describe why I feel that way, but personally, I think they could go to 9 to 12. But yeah, with that, I guess we're gonna have to move further. Sweden is gonna be
Yeah.
our next team.
This is the
And-
team I have in 9 to 12.
This is the team that I placed higher actually. Swedish team is actually pretty good. They are a lot of pretty well-known players, and all of them have really good skill cap and really good versatility when it comes to the roster. Personally, are lenient more towards mechanics. Some of them are good at low AR, especially someone like Sviza or Tech. And same with Sieg as well. They're good at hard rock and low AR. But I think they are 7 to 8 personally.
7 to 8? Okay.
Oof, I don't have any. I just realized. how
Wait,
cooked-
no. I have them 9 to 12. But like, I don't have any more spots left.
Oh my god! I just realized how cooked I am because the only spot left for qualifying teams that I have is 5th to 6th, and there's still two teams. The last 4 teams are definitely gonna have to qualify, so I'm gonna see how I have to move things around. But yeah, definitely team that will qualify, team that is pretty strong. I have to put Romania
Yeah.
out. I'm sad now.
Yeah. Should have done your homework, but
I've done my homework. It's just bias,
it's just
you know?
that, yeah, I see. I understand that, but yeah, moving further, from Sweden, oh my god, from Sweden to Switzerland, I just combined 2 countries into one. But yeah, Switzerland.
I don't think they qualify.
Zakatel is a good player,
Yeah,
and that is the
Zakatel
only
is
player I know. I
The
think.
only player I know, and I don't
And
think it's
GG
enough.
Boy. Yeah, I think I know GG Boy and Zakatel. They're both really good low AR hidden players, but that's about it, really. Not much to say. I don't think they'll be able to qualify.
Yeah, well, not a lot to add. I think everything was said. They definitely have a strong lineup. It's just the fact that there's so many other strong lineups in this tournament, which is gonna probably overlap them by a bit. So yeah, fortunately Switzerland not qualifying. They maybe could surprise us. I could definitely see them make it really close to seed 16, if not seed 16. But
Yeah.
moving on, we have to move to Ukraine.
Yeah, and this is an interesting
yes.
roster because yeah, you have
7
some
to
star
8.
players. Yeah, I have them a little higher. That is an interesting roster. You have good players like Artyom. You have good players like Krypton as well, and in general, a really good roster, especially with Edgarishka. But something that I noticed is that Kenteric literally coming out of nowhere and popping off on a lot of skill sets. Kenteric is the name to look out for on this tournament.
Might be the new prodigy.
Might definitely be. But yeah,
The whole
I
team though
have-
is like exceptionally strong. I don't see how they don't get top 8.
yeah, I put them 5-6.
Yeah, reasonable.
Reasonable and understandable. So, but for me personally, they're in 7 to 8, which also I just realized on the
Kinda
way
don't
thing.
have space.
I personally moved Norway. Did I move Norway out of not qualifying? Yeah, I personally moved Norway into not qualifying because I had to make up some space because I feel like overall they haven't left a big impression on me.
Yeah, I agree. We can move Norway down and Sweden down and put Ukraine 7 to 8.
Yeah, but we also have to move another team down, and I think that team for me has to be Denmark. I put Denmark in 13-16 as well.
Yeah,
Wait.
okay, I agree. No, I think we should put Spain in 13-16.
No, why? What do you
don't-
mean? Do you think we don't have?
I feel like
Why are we moving
Spain
teams?
is because we don't have spots for the placement that we want to put them in.
Oh, no. I think we have an exact number of placements. We just have one more country left. No.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
But,
and that country is definitely top 6.
yeah,
Yes.
we have the placement for top 6, but we can't place Ukraine right now because of how placements are.
Oh, yeah, I see. That's fair.
I say we move Spain down, honestly.
Uh,
I
think,
I
yeah,
say
maybe.
we move. I say we move Denmark.
I say
Okay.
Denmark too. Honestly, I
Yeah.
feel like
Okay.
Denmark is just a bit under Spain overall. I feel like I know
Yeah.
the Spanish team a bit more, and I feel like they've also performed in the past a bit more. So yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
this is perfect. This is exactly what we needed. Ukraine there, and then now last
Okay.
team,
Last
last
team.
but not least, team that we had technical issue with one of their players. I won't say exactly what happened, but Doctor skill issue.
It was unfortunate.
For the staff team that does know, they do know what happened, but yeah, they're here now. They've finally on the sheet. They finally be able to see their name there in the main team, and yeah, metal face, low AR player, really good. Captain out because they replaced someone else, but yeah, overall good, good team.
Really good team. Yelia
Yeah.
is like the best reading player in the tournament. Other players, of course, Metal Face, Wingo, Rise Shark, really good core roster. I really think they make top 6 here.
Yeah, that is a safe bet. In comparison to Netherlands, I think that placement of the UK here is definitely more safe. They are guaranteed 5 to 6 in my opinion. And yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially done with our
This
prediction
is the
stream for
prediction.
5EC. Yeah, that is definitely the prediction of all time. Feel free to screenshot us, tag Leiden, tag Bez, tag Alex
Do tag
on
everyone in the
Twitter.
server.
Yeah,
At
tag
everyone in the
everyone and
server.
say you are wrong
Don't do that,
because
please.
yes.
Keep this prediction in mind in case it comes down to haunt us, especially
Make it an
considering we'll
emote.
have no, especially because we have pick'ems. Yeah, make it an evo. That is exactly what we need. The predictions to be an emote. But yeah, we'll now move on to the qualifier pool showcase for everyone that's been here for the
Oh
last
yes.
almost 1 hour. I would say it's been an hour since we
Yeah.
started. We're finally gonna get into probably the most short segment of a qualifier pool showcase absolutely ever. Because one, we have to speedrun it because Kiori has class in about like 15 minutes, and two, it's because the video itself is short because I didn't think we needed to make it that long.
Short
So yeah,
kings.
short phase. It's short, it's sweet, it's everything that we need. Um, Unfortunately, Lightning will not be here for the pool showcase because
Unlucky, but yeah.
they will leave us, so it will only be me and Alex commentating the pool
Hey,
showcase.
I pulled most of it, so it's fine.
We'll pull most of it. I mean, I feel like having as many map pullers in the showcase is important. But yeah, this has been the predictions, and now we'll move on to the actual showcase. Thank you, Lightning, for joining
Let's
us.
go. Thank you
Yep.
for joining
Thanks for
us.
having me and have a good showcase, guys. See ya.
We
Thank you.
will.
See you. We can now change the scene and
Okay.
prepare for the
The
qualifier pool
worst.
showcase. It's gonna start instantly, and it's gonna start with the first custom diff of the whole tournament. GP. You can yap about
It's
it.
oh yeah. This map, the Polish players are gonna love this. It's a custom map no one won. It's not really aim, it's more of a consistency, higher BPM type of map. Yeah, it's something different for sure.
They're definitely gonna notice instantly the fact that this turning is not slot pool because no mod 2 we go into tech. Really
Hey,
well-known
homie.
map.
Everyone knows this map, so
Everybody knows this map. Everybody, I think, has played this map at least once in their tourney career, and I think they're gonna be probably tired of seeing this map absolutely everywhere.
yeah, but there's nothing you can do. It's a good map.
It is a really good map. Fits exactly in the specification that we wanted for tech.
Hey, sliders.
We love sliders. And from tech, we're gonna move on instantly to yet something completely different to what we've seen so far.
Rhythm. Who doesn't love a bit of rhythm? It's a
Yeah.
rhythm game.
Yeah, do yap about this rhythm map.
This
You
map
did a
is
reply?
insanely hard. I really think you need to have a specific type of skill set to play this. And yeah, I want to see everyone's scores on this.
especially with the different amounts of tapping rhythms in this map is gonna be difficult. But yeah, moving on to the Nomad
Oh,
4. This
Nomad
is gonna
4.
be the low AR map in the whole pool. I think it's the only more reading dense map out. One of the
Hidden
more
2 is
reading.
kind of reading as well.
Mm, yeah,
Well,
but
we won't go
this compared
This
to
map
it,
is evil though. This map is evil.
everybody tag
There's
model
some
plays true.
really overlapped patterns that are insanely weird to aim. Like that one. Hidden 1. This map is insanely good. Also insanely hard. Probably the hardest map in the pool.
One of the, I wouldn't say the hardest, but it's definitely one of the higher end maps in the pool.
Yeah, it's
also
definitely top 3.
Yeah.
Flame hidden pick with some pretty fast bursts, finger control. It's long.
and
It's
awkward
hard.
pacing.
Hidden 2. Linkin Park.
This is gonna get the VOD muted, but we have
It's
prepared for that. This is the other lower AR hidden. Now, I don't say lower AR because it's
It's not,
8.7.
yeah, it's not reading per se, but you definitely need some skill set for that.
Yeah.
Hidden 1 makes me wonder.
Hidden 1. We're back to hidden 1.
Oh wait, no, Harrock 1 I mean. My bad. Makes me wonder. OWC map from a few years ago. Banger. It's just precision aim.
Pretty much precision aim. It didn't fit in the Hard Rock 2 slot, but we have this for Hard Rock 2 slot, which is, I feel like, a lot
alt
better
map.
than the Hard 1.
Harrock 2 is an alt map. It's pretty long, but you need a lot of consistency for it. And I don't know if a lot of players can play it comfortably.
I feel like this is one of the hardest maps in the pool, at least
No,
consistency-wise.
it's not that hard. Like, oh yeah, consistency. Okay, maybe this is the hardest map in the pool.
Okay, yeah, that is true. I forgot about DT1, my bad.
DT1 Mela it's a map.
Especially this
to-
fast section.
DT2 is just classic stamina, finger control. Probably one of the more easier maps in the pool.
I mean, for DT players, this is definitely gonna be the easiest
Oh, yeah,
DT in this,
yeah,
this slot,
for
and for
sure.
speed players, it's also gonna be pretty comfortable. It's not
It's
a
really
above
simple.
10. It's pretty much just standard.
It's the simplest
speed.
map in the pool.
Yep. And with that, as I said, probably the most speed run at the full showcase ever. Not to make it long, not to make it boring. We won't show more. Maybe for the future ones I should show more. Maybe make it at least 10 minutes, because it definitely felt a
Yeah.
bit short. Maybe didn't have enough time to say everything we wanted about the map. Do show the ending screen. Do not leave me hanging. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yo, cat.
Anger ending screen. Yep. Leave your pool feedback in the pool feedback channel.
Please give me feedback.
And for lobbies, I hope everybody has read the rules, but every country will have their own assigned lobby, so we'll tell you exactly how to schedule everything soon. But you'll pretty much be in a lobby alone with your country, so every country will have their separate lobbies to ensure there's no spying on another, finding information on how they did in qualifiers. Everything will be revealed in the qualifier. Well, I mean, the
Yes.
seed reveal, but
Please
yeah.
don't leak your MPs.
They will leak they'll leak their MPs and yours as well. They'll leak everything. They'll leak even the pools that they don't have access to. It's
They'll
gonna
leak
be
my
disaster.
IP.
Your IP address is not safe anymore, unfortunately. I have your IP address.
Yeah, based on this pool.
You're getting doxxed for that poll, by the way. I'm just saying.
Probably.
Anyways, thank you, everyone, for watching and being here for the Scuffed Prediction stream and even more Scuffed Qualifier Pool Showcase. I hope you enjoy or not enjoy the Qualifier Pools. I don't know which we're gonna see more. I'm definitely gonna see a lot of messages in the full feedback, and I'll be looking at them.
I'm waiting for them.
You're waiting for them, but yeah, thank you, Lightning, for joining. Thank you, Alex, also for being in, and Kiori for
Yeah.
streaming. As always, definitely being a pleasure. and we'll see all of you next week when we'll do
For Qual's results.
Qual results, seed reveal, and Swiss stage pool reveal, which that one is definitely gonna be really huge. I said
Huge.
huge. Anyway,
You know what else is massive?
Nah, not on stream. Don't say that on stream. Oh my
Okay,
god.
my bad.
I'm gonna cry if you say that. That's why. Anyways, yeah. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream that we'll have most probably next week. Bye bye.
See ya.